In February this year, when the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi visited the United States, President Trump had made a very aggressive pitch for the Lockheed Martin's fifth-generation stealth fighter, the F-35. But just 4 months after the Prime Minister's visit, the prospects for the famed F-35 look very grim. The Lockheed Martin F-35 stealth fighter jet was once hailed as the future of aerial combat. It represented American military dominance, technological superiority, and a powerful tool of defense diplomacy. But now, something has changed. The United States itself is slashing orders of the F-35 for its own military. At the same time, it continues to pitch the aircraft to India, which is in the middle of a critical decision on how to modernize its aging air force. With rising costs, production delays, and competition from Russia's Sukhoi Su-57, is the US quietly backing away from its pitch to India? Or is the F-35 simply no longer viable for India's defense ambitions? Let's take a look at the latest developments. The F-35 was designed to be a multi-role fifth-generation fighter with unmatched stealth, sensor fusion, and AI-driven combat capabilities. But the program has been plagued with problems from the start: budget overruns, technological glitches, and relentless criticism from defense watchdogs. And now, the biggest red flag of all has come to the fore. The Pentagon itself is cutting back on its fleet of F-35s. According to recent defense budget documents, the US Air Force is requesting just 24 new F-35s for financial year 2025. That's half of what it sought the previous year. The Navy and Marine Corps are also pulling back, reducing their F-35 asks by 5 jets in total. In numbers, the US Navy is down from 17 jets to 12 jets in its latest order, and US Marine Corps is down by 2 jets in its latest order. Why the retreat? For starters, US Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth has unveiled an 8% reduction in overall defense spending over the next 5 years. The F-35, which costs around $80 million per unit, is one of the first to feel the pinch. The numbers tell a sobering story. The new budget allocates $3.5 billion for the Air Force's F-35s, plus $531 million for pre-production materials. But with overall military spending tightening, expensive projects like the F-35 are no longer untouchable. The market reaction was immediate. Shares of Lockheed Martin dropped after reports of the Pentagon's reduced orders. That's significant because the F-35 alone accounts for about 30% of Lockheed's revenue. In 2024, it delivered 110 aircraft worldwide. But beyond 2024? The future looks uncertain. Delays in integrating new tech upgrades have already postponed new production contracts. Meanwhile, countries like Canada are feeling the heat. Canada had committed to buying 88 F-35s. But now, a new audit warns of a 50% cost increase, pushing the total price to $27.7 billion Canadian dollars. Delays in pilot training, airbase readiness, and infrastructure upgrades are compounding the cost. And India is watching all of this very, very closely. India is in a bind. Its air force is rapidly aging. It currently operates just 31 combat squadrons, far below the sanctioned strength of 42. And the gap with regional adversaries like China is widening. Between 2013 and 2023, India lost 151 aircraft. In contrast, China inducted 435 new fighter and ground attack aircraft. Indian Air Chief Marshal A.P. Singh has gone on record saying India must induct 35 to 40 jets per year to maintain air superiority. Enter the F-35, a technologically advanced fighter, yes, but also a pricey, politically sensitive platform. Discussions about the jet have remained tentative for several reasons. Let's look at them one by one. To start with, the F-35 is an extremely expensive aircraft costing $80 million per unit, and this is before including the infrastructure upgrades. Secondly, production delays have plagued the F-35 program, making it unviable for India's immediate needs. Thirdly, India wants technology transfer along with the aircraft, a demand the United States is unlikely to meet. Fourthly, the aircraft is incompatible with India's current systems like the BrahMos missile system as well as with India's existing maintenance ecosystem. And lastly, There have been murmurs about the kill switch in the F-35s, which means that the United States can remotely disable the aircraft with a remote switch anytime it wants. While the US government has reassured international partners that no such mechanism exists, it is a sensitive topic for India given the history of India-Pakistan conflicts and the proximity and preference of the United States towards Pakistan against India in historic conflicts. All these points make the F-35 an unattractive proposition for India. While the US is quietly scaling back its own F-35 orders, Russia is doubling down. At the India Today Conclave 2025, Russian Ambassador Denis Alipov made a bold pitch to India, co-production of the Sukhoi Su-57 with India. Not just a sale, but full technology sharing, production rights, and customization options, along with full access to the source code of the fighter with India. He said, and I quote, "We have the best machine, the Sukhoi Su-57. It's competitive. We offer not only to sell but to co-produce. We are open to configuration changes. It's a very lucrative deal." End quote. That kind of flexibility aligns well with India's Make in India vision. Hindustan Aeronautics Limited already runs a production line for the Su-30 MKI. That same facility in Nashik could be adapted for the Su-57, significantly cutting costs. Also, India is exploring domestic engine production with Safran and Rolls-Royce, both of whom have offered full tech transfer. That would make integrating a Russian platform far easier. Despite these challenges, the US continues to offer the F-35 to India. Washington still sees India as a strategic partner in countering Chinese influence in the Indo-Pacific. But is the F-35 just a diplomatic gesture now? If the US military itself is cutting down its own orders due to cost, if partners like Canada are drowning in cost overruns, and if Lockheed Martin's next production contract is delayed due to system upgrades, why should India take the plunge? India's decision will rest on three pillars. Firstly, India needs short-term fixes, which means immediate acquisitions to fix the squadron gap. Secondly, India's mid-term plan would be to co-develop and co-produce stealth fighters like the Sukhoi Su-57. And thirdly, India's long-term vision would be that of indigenous development like the AMCA or the Advanced Medium Combat Aircraft. The AMCA RFP is reportedly just days away. Pre-bid consultations are expected within 2 weeks, with final bids in 45 days. The Defense Ministry has submitted a report outlining steps to close the capability gap. All signs suggest India is moving toward building its own future. The F-35 once stood as the crown jewel of American air power. But rising costs, logistical nightmares, and a shifting global defense market are dimming its appeal. Even the US is pulling back. And for India, the message is clear: be cautious. With Russia offering co-production, full tech transfer, and compatibility with India's existing systems, the Su-57 may be more attractive than ever. And with the AMCA project gaining momentum, India is finally in a position to craft its own destiny. So while the US may not have formally withdrawn its F-35 offer to India, all signs suggest it is stepping back, quietly, deliberately. Because in the era of multipolar defense diplomacy, even the world's most advanced fighter jet isn't immune to hard choices. Thanks for watching. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Let us know in the comments, should India go with the Su-57 or the F-35? We'll see you in the next video. Until then, stay informed and stay safe.